Welcome to ESN Late Night, episode 31. Tonight, we're talking about UMG Atlanta and the Epsilon situation. We're going to get into some of that later. But anyway, guys, as always, I am your host, Hype, and I'm doing pretty good today. Some exciting stuff happened on Twitter. It's been a day full of plenty of announcements and, drama and things like that. And then, obviously, UMG this weekend was great. We didn't do our show yesterday due to time issues, things like that. But as always, guys, I'm joined by Creeper. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great. Thanks to the COD Illuminati here. Got some stuff to talk about tonight. Parasite will be on in just a little bit, guys. So if you're waiting for him, just stay tuned. I believe we have Neslo coming on first to kind of talk about TK and how they did this weekend.
Yeah, basically, guys, I'm going to. Max will be back shortly. He'll be here probably in a minute or two. He has to take care of some things really quick for COD Ghost tomorrow. But anyway, I'm just going to basically run down our schedule for tonight. Realize was supposed to come on, but he hasn't got back to me. I believe he may still be on the road, but we'll see. If he does get back to me, he'll be joining us. But Neslo will be joining us here to start off the show, and we'll be talking about UMG Atlanta. Some of the matches that happened on Sunday. TK in general, because Neslo, like I said, he did really good this weekend, really, showed that he is a top player. So we'll be talking about that team a lot and, just everything that went happen. After that, like he said, we will bring on Parasite, talk about Epsilon. If you guys don't know, Epsilon did release Impact, and then Parasite posted he is a free agent. We don't know what the situation with John, Mirix, and Killa is at this point, but once they say anything or we find anything out, we'll let you guys know, of course, like always on Eddie Sports Nation on Twitter. But yeah, Matt or Creeper, you got anything?
Not really. Just kind of waiting to get into this conversation. Really excited to get Parasite on, talk about everything.
Yeah, I am too. There's a lot to go on with that, and I know you're very opinionated about the whole situation for sure.
I will be. And guys, these are my opinions that I will be saying tonight. They don't reflect ESN in any way. Some of you guys are going to hate it. Some of you guys will love it, but just the way I am.
Yeah, I'm kind of afraid to be honest with you. But yeah, we'll see. We might be announcing some giveaways tonight on the show. It's probably going to be a really good show. We have a lot to talk about. Just will let you guys know later on. I'm going to see if we can maybe do a gamma giveaway or something like that. I'll let you guys know shortly. But Max, like I said, he'll be back shortly. We're going to wait for him to get an intro going. But Creeper, if you have anything at all you want to talk about in the meantime.
Not really, because anything that I bring up to talk about is going to be a long discussion. So I don't want to jump into anything yet here, because it's pretty opinionated, and it's going to go back and forth for quite a while.
Probably.
All right, I'm back.
All right, Max. So how you doing, man?
Woo! Woo! I'm doing good.
Awesome. So you ready for tonight's show?
Hell yeah, I'm ready for tonight's show. Got to go to bed early, though. I got a flight in the morning.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, Max, Sean, the owner of ESN and Ava, they'll be flying out tomorrow to go to LA for the COD Ghost reveal on Wednesday. So we will be covering that, pretty much the whole day Wednesday. We have interviews, pictures, tons of stuff with that. So yeah, we'll be right back, guys. We're going to get Neslo in here, and we'll get things going. So tweet the stream, and we'll be right back. We are back with ESN Late Night, episode 31. And if you guys do look at the screen, you do see we have Neslo and Realize. However, Realize has not joined us so far. Like I said, if he comes on later in the night, we will make sure to bring him in. But anyway, Neslo, how you doing, man?
Not bad, not bad. Kind of tired. Not gonna lie about it. Looking forward to sleeping tonight in my own bed.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure, man. Pretty intense event all weekend long.
It was really competitive for a UMG. Like really competitive, as you could see from the videos.
Yeah, we have, like I said, guys, there's tons to talk about with that. We'll have Neslo give his opinion. But we don't want to start off with that. We kind of want to talk more about the event in the beginning and, just the performance of everyone. So we had our first day recap show, and we talked about, all the matches on Saturday. And then kind of we could just talk a little bit, a quick recap about Saturday and then some of the matches that were big. Saturday they went through, or Sunday they finished up the rest of the matches, obviously. Some really good losers bracket matches. I'm pretty sure everyone could agree that the most intense matches were in the losers bracket.
Most intense? No.
You don't think so?
Envy and Conquer? That was an intense match.
Yeah, but on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, of course, on Sunday, yeah.
Yeah. The Merkin game, it was alright, and so was VVV, it was alright, but it just wasn't what I was expecting. I was hoping for something a little bit better, but the losers bracket matches were insane. Losers bracket, you had Epsilon in there, the Envy Epsilon match, that was, what caused most of the issues that we're seeing right now already. Things like that. So let's just start off, and, Nestle, you can talk about your team, some of your matches, how everything was going. Just give us a total recap of everything.
Pretty much. Let's see. We had a bye first round. Then we had to play a random team, which is always good to warm up against. And we knew we were gonna have to play Epsilon like fourth round. I think that's where all the good teams met up, was fourth round.
Yeah, it was.
And we knew it was a best of 3. And they're like, first map's Yemen Hardpoint. We're like, oh shit. We're like, that's not good, because we've never won that map as a team since we started playing the game together. So they got mad hyped after they beat us the first map, and we're just like, dude, we knew we were going to lose that map, don't worry about it. And then we smashed them in the S&D, and then the CTF went into like the 18th minute of the game, where we capped the flag. And then once we beat Epsilon, it was just like, I don't know, it's just we rode the momentum from there. We had to play Merkin. We played Merkin after that? That was on Sunday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They surprised us. I thought they were, I don't know. I didn't think they were going to be that good. Maybe we just suck, but we beat them 3-2. But then the thing is, dude, like we had long breaks between our matches too. It was hard to keep like a consistent hype. So we played them, we eked that out. And then we had to play Cole, because we beat Merkin for top 3. And when we played Cole, dude, man, those maps could have went either way. That was best of 3. They were close maps. Or actually, it was a best of 5.
Yeah, that was best of 5 there.
Yeah, it was best of 5.
We could have been up 2-1. We could have took that CTF if we didn't mess up.
Yeah, I think it was Theory actually took blame for that one. I think he tweeted out.
He missed a cutoff or something like that. And like, as soon as if you get counter capped in the CTF in this game, we're gonna lose every time. Every time, dude. Like, I've never seen a team get counter capped and win. Like, you're just gonna get streaks off it. Like the other team, that's how CTF works in this game. It's just about going big. And so they went big in that, and we could have took a respawn game type after them. Then we won the S&D.
Yeah. How do you feel your personal performance was this weekend?
Personally,
just you.
I don't know. I started off like slow at this event. Like the first couple rounds, when we played TVA, I don't know, something just wasn't right. Like I wasn't warmed up. I wasn't focused. But like soon as I played the CTF against Epsilon, and I think I went huge in that. I went like 39-20. Like, I don't know, I just like you gain that confidence. And like ever since that CTF, like I didn't give a shit how I played. And like when you don't care, when you're not worried about anything, and especially with the fans, like dude, there was a lot of people there for TK. So it was like, dude, like anybody had a bad map, they just went up to us and calmed us down or anything like that. Chaos was behind us. So after that CTF, it was just like we really thought we were about to win this event. Like we honestly thought we were going to be Complexity in the finals if we got there. And everyone's like, oh, it's a best of 3. It was a fluke against Epsilon. It's a fluke against Epsilon. And then we played them again, and we pretty much proved that wrong. But overall, as me, I don't know. I mean, I give myself like an 8 out of 10. I felt like I could have went bigger in that last map against Complexity, forcing game 11, and we could have closed out the series. But like, you can't play great every map. It's impossible. And like, Complexity is just that good in respawn game types. Like, they're crazy. Like, people don't understand that. Like, when you have Parasite going around talking about how they're on a whole new level, and he's a 4-time champion, they're crazy. And, like, they were, dude. Like, Aches was all over the place. They just tore shit up. But, I mean, overall, like, I'd give Goonjar an 8. Dude, I would give everybody an 8. Maybe Sharp a 9, dude. Because, like, I told my team before this event, I was like, dude, Sharp is about to go off. I don't know why I had that feeling. It was like Revan. It was Revan in Anaheim. I was like, I had this feeling Revan was about to be the X Factor. And, like, he didn't play bad, but I thought he was going to play a bit better. But, like, Sharp did that at UMG. Like, Sharp was disgusting at UMG. Every map. And, like, whenever I died, I watched him get a double turn on. Like, it was disgusting. So, if, like, whoever says Sharp is washed or anything like that, they're just delusional.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't mean to boast your ego or anything, but I mean, everyone I think was surprised by how well you did this weekend. You came clutch so many times, and I think a lot of people were kind of giving you slack in the beginning. Why did TK pick you up? Things like that. You're an AM. Things like that. But you really came out there and showed everyone that, hey, I'm a top player and I deserve to be on a team like this. So I just want to congrats to you and things like that. I mean, you guys played amazing, and I was just very surprised by how you did.
I mean, I told people all along that as soon as I got a team that people that can go big and carry their weight and are just consistent, know the game just like I do, that I'm gonna do my job. And people said, "Oh, you're big-headed. You just call out your teammates. You think they all suck." It wasn't even that. Like, I didn't think Prime was that bad. But like I told people once I did get that opportunity, I wasn't gonna choke. Like, I wasn't gonna fuck it up. I wasn't gonna let it go.
Oh, jeez. Look at Aches in the chat.
Woo!
He's starting to, oh, Jesus.
Oh, zip them up. Zip them up.
Oh man,
Man.
We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it
Like,
later.
it's not even the fact that, like, it was funny and, like, the trash talk was real, but I just felt awkward watching it. Like, I felt that I was, like, standing there just, like, as, like, a bystander watching this go
Dude,
down.
I thought it was funny, dude.
Oh, it was hilarious. And there's, like, Too Quick in the back, like
Just staring there, bro.
yeah, he's like, and John's not even saying anything.
Yeah, we'll talk about, like I said, we have tons to talk about with that, and Parasite will be joining us in a bit. But anyway, I mean, 2 quick notes. We did just break our all-time high viewer record, so I want to thank you guys for that. Keep tweeting out the stream, and we are going to give away 1,600 MSP at 3,500 viewers tonight. Tweet the stream, get it going. We have a lot planned. Like I said, Parasite will be in here in probably, 20 and 30 minutes after we're done talking with Neslo.
Like, that was like the biggest thing that I don't think people realize, and like this is what we talked about, is like people are like, how did they play second? Like, we even asked ourselves that. We're like, how are we doing this to Epsilon?
Yeah.
We were like, no one had us placing this high. Like, people maybe top 3, maybe top 5, and like we didn't have the easiest bracket either. We didn't have the hardest bracket. We didn't have the easiest.
Yeah,
Aches said he'll come on, but he's not going to stop wooing the whole time.
that's fine.
Um,
But honestly, yeah, go ahead.
Like, you take all 4 of our players and you make a top players list. Is any of us going to even be on that list? Probably not. And like, we're still winning.
Well, top players, no. Search and destroy players, definitely.
Sharp was
Search
never on the top players list in this game. None of us were. Maybe
Oh, no.
Theory. That's it.
No, but I'm saying search and destroy players.
We're just.
You guys are like the gods. But, because on the day 1 recap show, I stated that, if you looked at back at MLG Anaheim when you had, they were Impact and you had VVV, right? So obviously there were 2 different people in the situation, obviously you and John. But if you took Impact then versus that VVV team, obviously everyone would pick Impact to just squash them. And then you come on board, and obviously they make a roster change from Karma to John, but John's no pushover. John
John destroyed everybody that entire event.
John's a great player.
He was the best player on their team that I've ever on.
But your addition to the team has really added a new spin, a new side to the trio of Gunjar, Sharp, and Theory. And you're highly regarded for your search and destroy play, and you showed it this weekend.
I mean, dude, like people just don't understand how to play S&D in this game. They don't play it enough. I think Cole doesn't really scrim it much, and like I'm pretty sure it showed. It wasn't just Cole either, though. Like, it's funny. This is like the funniest thing ever. We lost one S&D that entire tournament, and we lost it to quote unquote the worst S&D player in the game, which was Too Quick. And Too Quick went the fuck off on us when we played him in S&D.
Mm-hmm.
And like he gets flack for not being a great S&D player, but like he got 2 aces. Like Too Quick was playing amazing when we played him. He's a really good player, but like he's not known to be good at S&D, and that's the only S&D we lost the entire tournament. Like I think it was Kozdov did the math. At one point in our last like 5 S&D matches, we dropped like 4 rounds.
Wow.
So it was pretty crazy, and it wasn't against bad teams either. I don't know. It was just like we don't hesitate. We make a call and we just go with it. I think that's S&D for you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, dude, I would love to trade like S&D strats with complexity for hardpoint strats. Like, I would love to learn. But I don't know. S&D wins championships. At the same time, there is still 2 other game modes. But it was pretty cool.
Yeah. So obviously you have made a huge improvement as far as placings. You've gone from 13th to 16th to 9th to 12th, and now 2nd. What do you have planned, preparing for possibly PAX or Gfinity or MLG Columbus? What are you guys going to be working on? I know,
realistically, I think this may sound big-headed, but we're probably one of the only teams that has a shot at beating Cole at PAX if all these roster changes that I'm hearing about are about to go down.
Mm-hmm.
Because teams aren't going to have enough time to practice. And, like, that's one thing I wish people realize about Envy is, dude, how are they not winning? How are they just average? Bro, like, they don't play the game enough. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Like, it doesn't matter how good you are. You just have to grind it and feel like each other's play style out. And they just said, Karma's the best at his position. JCap and Proofy are the best at their positions. So we're automatically going to be the best team in the game. Envy might not think like that, but that's how everybody thinks. And the fact is, they had 6 days of practice going into UMG? 7 days maybe?
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's a grinding game.
Yeah.
Complexity wins Anaheim. Next day, they're on scrimming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and obviously we had you on the show a couple shows after Karma was picked up, or no, right before UMG. And you said you'd scrim them, and you were really nervous to play them because you said, when you're not worrying about Karma, you're worrying about Proofy and JCap. What do you feel that? What do you think that they're not, meshing together? Obviously, you said that they don't play the game enough, but do you feel that Proofy and JCap can't really be on the same team together, or do you just think it was, the lack of play time?
They're not trying to mesh together, dude. Like, I watched them play. I don't know what goes on internally or what they say. I'm not going to make assumptions. But from what I hear, it's like, oh, they don't want to listen to Ray, or Ray's being too demanding, or like people are just there. It's like fans of Envy are blaming different players and what's wrong. Oh, it's like, is Proofy and JCap the problem, or is Karma not the solution, or does Ray need to get dropped? Like, dude, like there's nothing wrong with that roster. Like, I can't believe there's something wrong with that roster. Like, that team is too good not to be a top team. And like when I found out they placed like 12th or whatever it was, dude, when they lost to Ego again, dude, I was like, that can't be real. I was like, that's awful.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, like I don't want to take away from Ego and like that Nifty is a god. But like I don't know what's wrong with them. I'm telling you, they don't know the game as a team.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. They need to keep playing. And they need to stop, getting shit in their head. They can't do what Impact did and overthink. Impact lost one event, and ever since they lost that event, they never thought, well, like, what was the problem? Our hardpoint game was totally wrong. Our S&D was totally wrong. Like, dude, maybe they just played better that day.
Right.
Like, and like this is everyone just overthinks, and that causes roster changes.
Then,
That's not what we're avoiding.
so really quick, I mean, one of the main issues yesterday, as far as the matches, a lot of people were wondering why you guys didn't have a continuation series in the losers bracket finals against Epsilon. And if you want to explain, I was told that you both teams agreed to just start it fresh. But if you want to explain your thought process on that, that'd be great.
The continuation. I don't know. I mean, I think Brian or Prophet. I think he just told us. He was like, most events, winners is a continuation if possible, but the losers is a reset. And I'm like, we would have been up in the series, but at the same time, we didn't really care. Like, honest to God, we didn't care. We just wanted to keep playing. And it wasn't. We knew we weren't going to play him in Yemen Hardpoint again because we already played him in Yemen Hardpoint. So we're like, all right, that's one bad map we don't have to worry about. It was kind of awkward that in the finals we played. They messed up the rotation in the finals.
Yeah.
They missed the CTF because we played S&D hardpoint, S&D CTF, S&D hardpoint, S&D, and
Mhm.
then like it was we were about to play 6 S&Ds in a best of 11.
Yeah. Well, for
I don't
people
know
that
how that was about to work, but
for people at home that don't understand it, so when TK and Complexity faced off in the winners bracket finals, they played Hardpoint, S&D, CTF, and Hardpoint like a normal best of 5 series. Now TK lost on Hardpoint, the second Hardpoint, so they fell 3-1. So when TK beat Epsilon and moved back up into the winners bracket for the championship finals, they continued the series at what would be the fifth map of the best of 11, which would be a Search and Destroy. So they played Search, then they played Hardpoint, which is a restart of a whole new series. So then you play Search again, then CTF, then Hardpoint, then Search. Obviously, they lost on the second to last Hardpoint.
yeah.
But so that's how it works. People were bugging out and thinking that they were rigging it for TK, but
It was about to look that way. Like I said, we were
yeah.
about to play 6 S. Bro, we lost the series 6-4. We won 4 S&Ds.
Hmm.
We won
Damn.
every single S&D.
I said if you won that last respawn game type, it was
We
over.
were about to
'Cause,
win. We were about to win.
yeah, if
Yeah.
you won that, it was over. We
Yeah,
had
I
like
believe that.
we at ESN we put out the article right away, so we had like both versions ready to go because we thought you were gonna win that. To be honest, we thought you were just gonna keep it going and win. But yeah. So what we're gonna do, guys, is we're actually gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna get Nezzo's opinion on the NV Epsilon situation, and after that, we're gonna get Parasite in, discuss some things with him, get his opinion on it, and after that, I believe Aches will be coming on to talk about some of the stuff that happened at the event and just give his overall opinion on everything. So tweet the stream, guys. We're right back. We did pass 3,500, so we are gonna give away something, and I'm gonna see if we can do some type of other giveaway as well. So yeah, we'll be right back, guys.
Giving away pro What is going on, everybody? We are back live with ESN Late Night episode 31. Woo! We are joined by Neslo of Team Caliber. He just placed second at UMG Atlanta. I'm going to hand it back over to Hype so he can tell you what we're going to be talking about next.
All right, guys. So we're here with Neslo, like I said. What we're going to talk about right now is we're actually going to get his opinion on the NV Epsilon situation, and we're going to start that discussion now that we kind of talked about, TK at UMG. So Neslo, obviously, everyone has saw the video. Everyone saw the whole thing. So let's just talk about, the stuff that was said in that video, what you personally think of it. Do you think it's good, bad, all that kind of stuff?
I have mixed feelings, dude. Like, I don't know. A lot of people have mixed feelings about this, and a lot of people are afraid to choose a side because they're afraid of how people are going to react. And it's like, a part of me says it's fine, and a part of me says the only thing that was wrong was starting to interact with the fans, period. You can't do that, period. Parasite can't stand up and say, oh, well, we're playing, you're watching. No matter if it's true or if it's ignorant, it doesn't matter. You don't get involved with that kind of stuff. But, like, it's all about perception to the people and the people watching the stream. And the fact of the matter is people are like, oh, they're attacking them personally and things like that, and they're acting like maniacs. Like, it's entertainment, number one. And entertainment brings viewership, and, like, that's one of the reasons why people wanted to watch that matchup. Period. I mean, like, people wanted to see Killa talk shit. People wanted to see them freak out. And I think that's why a lot of people watch that team in general. But the thing is that certain people believe in acting differently, and everyone's like, Epsilon doesn't get the bigger picture. Epsilon doesn't get the bigger picture, impact, the players and impact. They don't understand the bigger picture. They do, but they just seem to not care. At least some of the players. Like Parasite, dude. Like Parasite, if you know about Parasite outside the game, he's like the nicest dude in the world. Like, no one has a problem with Parasite at all. But I don't know, attacking the fans, that's a no-no. It's kind of hard for Epsilon because they don't really have a lot of fans. They have a lot of haters, so when they're getting booed in the crowd, I'm sure it gets in their head and they want to say something and defend themselves. But I don't know. It's a sticky situation. Like, I understand both sides of the story, but I don't think it's as bad as people say. People say it's personal. It's not personal, dude. No matter what is said, even if it's personal about someone's looks, about anything, it is literally all in good fun for most of the players, dude. Like, almost all of the players get along outside the game, no matter what's being said. But the thing is, people don't know that. And is it Impact's fault, or is it UMG's fault for not having sanctions or rules behind any of this? This would not have gone down at MLG. You can't do that at MLG. And people are like, well, the players should have the respect for one another and things like that. I'm like, dude, you make rules and you make the players oblige to your rules. You don't expect players to act a certain way. That's not how sports work in general. As we always compare esports to regular sports, NBA players wouldn't act a certain way unless the commissioner, dug down deep and cleaned up the league.
Yeah, but
same with the
in
NFL.
game, they talk mad stuff to each other all game long.
But bro, like, it's all for good fun. Like, they're
No, that's
still
what I'm saying,
talking
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, dude, you think the NFL and the NBA, you don't think they're talking crap to each other?
Oh,
Man,
They
man.
absolutely are.
it's just not on camera, and like, it's a little problem. Like, it's not even that big, dude. This thing got blown up for no reason, just because of a video. Like, you want to fix the
Yeah.
problem? Minnesota brings out a perfect idea. Now, for now on main stage, have a light pop on when you're in a listen-in or something like that, or when you're on camera, and then bang, you act professional, you do your thing, you don't curse, you don't do anything stupid, and then when that
Yeah.
light's off, do whatever you want.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I had zero problem with the whole thing that went down. I mean, people are hating on members of Epsilon for certain stuff. The only thing, like you said, that I did disagree with a little bit is Parasite going at the fans. I don't think that should have happened. But everything else, I am 100% for.
Well, does anybody know who the guy that screamed "sit down" at Miracles?
Just an Envy fan, I'm guessing. Like,
Oh,
dude, like, that's the thing, dude. Like,
he
I don't
sounded
think.
he sounded like an old man that was like really upset about it. Like, I thought it was Jeff at first, but it turned out it
Jeff
wasn't.
came up in the main stage and just pointed at the game and said, "Play the game already."
Yeah,
And
he was like,
"Bro, it's already impossible. It's already technically impossible."
yeah, he's like, bro, it's mathematically impossible. He's like, I don't care, play the game.
Jeff walked over and he's like, "Dude, you see this? This is my old teammate. It's my old teammate."
He can't beat me.
Like,
Oh man.
people look at it as Parasite attacking the fans and Miracles attacking the fans. It's like, in a way, I feel like they're defending themselves. Like in a way, I feel like the reputation is just so hurt to the point where they're getting bullied by fans by other teams, like envy. You know what I'm saying? Like they started losing, Hastro hyped up the fans, and like they felt a need to say something.
Mhm.
And like like I said, I understand both point of views. I understand where Epsilon's coming from, but it's just like a no in general for PR to go after a fan.
No, yeah,
Like you're bigger
absolutely.
than that. You're bigger than that. You're better than that. Like you don't need to be involved with that at all.
And a lot of people had a problem with them bringing up money, and I see no problem in that at all.
No,
Oh, no.
there's no problem in that. Like he's saying, my banking dude. When we played Killy, he was talking about it, bro. It was hysterical. He's like, they're about to lose a series and they knocked out of the tournament. He's like, look at my bank account. I'm like, bro, I don't care. And he's like, you're still an amateur. I'm like, you're about to lose to an amateur, dude. Like, I don't care.
Mhm.
But it's all just shit talk. Like him bringing up his bank account is not. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, Hastro brought up money, to be honest.
Yeah, he said,
Like,
"Let me
I
make more
can
money
see
than
that.
you."
Exactly. So like, there's two sides to every story, dude. There's no right or wrong in this situation.
Yeah, people were coming at me when I was defending them today, and they were like, yeah, they were bringing up money and they were bringing up the fans, and I was like, I mean, nothing against Hastro, but he brought it up to start with. So I mean, he opened the door. It's fair game now.
You know what
Damn.
I'm saying?
So really quick, H just sent this to me. He said the Epsilon Envy conflict would never have happened if there was no time limit in Hardpoint, so you couldn't be mathematically limited.
Wow.
He's saying
Hello.
no. You know what he's saying? He's saying because
Because they stopped playing. Both
they
Miracles
know that
and
they
Phil
won.
stopped playing.
They knew that they won, so there was more time to shit talk. Hello. That makes
Methods?
sense. That does make sense.
Who is that? Is that Methods?
Yeah.
That's Method's just jumping on.
Oh, yeah. he
Really
got
quick, guys,
hacked.
we are going to be bringing people in throughout the show, just to give their opinions. Like we said, there's tons of stuff going on. After this, we are going to bring Parasite in probably like 10 minutes to talk about his side of things, everything like that, and for him to explain why he chose to actually leave Impact tonight. So we'll get to that shortly, but Methods, how's it going?
What's going on, guys? I'm just gonna give you like my opinion on what happened. I feel like it's really sort of overreacted in the community. People are overreacting, and people are acting like they don't know how Impact is in game. And I apologize if I sound terrible, but I'm really sick from Atlanta, and it's all part of a game. And I do agree that attacking the fans is not acceptable. I feel like that was a little overboard, but we all heard what the fans were saying. They were getting booed, and I do feel like it was, them defending themselves. They were, I don't think they would go at the fans, randomly and just stand up and start screaming at them. I feel like they were sort of in, a situation where they felt like they're being attacked. They were defending themselves. So.
Yeah, it was after Hastro said the fans want us to win, and the fans went crazy. So they kind of just reacted on that.
You know what I want to compare it to, and it's going to be weird because obviously it's an outsized comparison, and it's going to be extremely off topic.
Oh my, no, please
no, but like
please no.
okay, like WWE and like obviously like those like are entertainers. They go at the crowd obviously, and the crowd goes back at them. Like honestly, it's entertainment. As long as it's not doesn't get personal and stuff like that. Like I see no problem with the trash talking. Now Goondra on the other hand, no, I'm joking.
Yeah, I mean,
Bro.
like, so let's all just go here and around the table of us and give our opinion on everything that was said. So I'll start off and say, as far as the trash talk, everyone expected, if Epsilon was winning, everyone already knew they were gonna go at Karma and just say, "Yo, you're the old teammate. Look what happens when you leave." We all expected that. So okay. When it came to the money, it started getting a little weird. But when it came to hating on the fans, that's when it did it in for me.
Obviously.
People don't understand though is like Epsilon. It's like this isn't the first event where this has happened with the fans, dude. Like this has been going on ever since they became the villain. And like they can lie and say it's not getting to their heads, but it is. I mean, they clearly showed that this weekend that the fans are really getting to their head.
Yeah, and like I feel like these people, like the audience, feel like Impact are just bad people in general. But I promise you, if you talk to them
They're
outside
not.
the game, they're totally different. Like in game, it's all adrenaline, it's all hype. When you're screaming at the enemy or at anybody, it's because of in game, and it's all pretty much getting in each other's head. And that's pretty much what shit talk is pretty much for. It's just getting in their head to making them play worse. And if you watch COL, they try to do that every game. You see how hyped they get. They don't attack the fans or anything, but they get super hype, and they target one player. Who pretty much the hype man. And if they're doing bad, they destroy him. They try to get in their head. That's why against them I blast my headset. But I mean, it's all in game, and Impact and Envy, they're friends. I mean, they were talking outside the game. You saw Killer post a picture with Karma in their room, and it was all in good fun. So I don't think Envy really took that to heart, just because they were all talking outside the game about what happened, and
Yeah.
it was just in game.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, trash talking has kind of evolved from, or at least hyping up. Obviously, you've seen like Clayster and Mr. X. Mr. X kind of like does like you're better than them. Like step it up right now, turn up like that kind of stuff. But Aches, I mean not Aches. Clayster was always just like, let's go, baby, we're the best. And obviously, you saw Aches this weekend. Screaming really loud and going at the other team. So I think everyone is just it's becoming a part of the game. Trash talking.
Yeah, dude, like after every match you see players shake hands and just laugh about it. Like it's just all in good fun. It's all to get in each other's head. Sometimes it's personal, don't get me wrong. If there's like a big rivalry between players that are personal, then yeah, sometimes it gets a little rowdy. But other than that, I mean, it was in game.
That's what I'm saying though. But like we know this, but the fans don't know this. Like the people watching that just tune into the stream don't know this. Like the people
Right.
that are just coming into the scene, going to watch that video of Killa and Miracles and them. Like what are they
Exactly.
thinking about esports? Like, hey mom, I want to go to an event
Oh
and this is gonna grow, and then she watches that video.
no, they don't like even worse than that are old Halo videos of like Halo 3 lands. Halo kids
Of
used to
Gandhi?
be ruthless.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
were ruthless. And like not to bash TK or anything, but there's a video of Theory and Bizzard yelling at each other.
Yeah, it's everybody.
Yeah,
It's
it's
literally-
it's,
It's
everybody.
because there's no rules, dude.
The
Like
rules
when you don't have rules, no one's gonna I don't know.
All right, dude, who's Mike? What is that?
It's Chris.
Who is?
What's up?
Oh.
What?
What up?
What's going on with it?
What's going
Is it
on here?
good?
What is that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Is it good?
What about it works for you?
What?
Is my mic
Oh
screwed?
man,
Yeah,
that's
it's
a little
weird,
feedback. Hey, we're gonna
What's
take a
the
quick 1 minute
feedback
break,
sound
guys,
like?
while Chris gets his mic together. Guys, we'll be right back.
What's
Chris's
the feedback sound
Parasite.
like?
I'll introduce it. What the hell? No, I'm kidding.
No.
Yeah, let Methods do it.
No,
Methods
I
do
got
it.
it.
Yeah, no. Methods do it. He got this.
Oh my god. All right. Go ahead.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Esports Nation Live. I don't know what the hell it's called.
Oh
Yes,
my!
dude. Yes, I'm so sick. ESN late night. We're here with myself. Realize. No, what the? Why is realize? Me, Neslo, Creeper, Hype,
He's
Parasite,
sketched.
and now we have Parasite. So what's up, Haggy?
Okay. Hi. What's up?
Methods, I believed in you and you completely failed.
No, that's because I'm sick, bro. Usually I'm good. You know that.
Yeah.
Oh man. So Parasite, how's it going, man? How you feeling?
Good. Well, actually, awful. I just got back from flying, and I was exhausted because I went to bed at like 6 a.m. yesterday, and it was not a good idea. But
So
other than
obviously,
I got woken up by a bucket of water.
yeah, I did too. They tried. Like, I heard them latch the door. I heard them come in, and I instantly just pulled all the blankets over me. They threw ice at me, and it didn't hit me at all because
I was there, but I
had the
started
blankets
running as
over
soon
me.
as they hit you.
Yeah. And then
Fire's
they came
reaction
in
was
and
the
tried to hit
best.
me again, and it was like too fast. I just.
All right, that's
Lost
enough
all.
of that. Now let's move on. All right, so you touch on your team change, bro. Like, why did you come to this decision of leaving that four-time championship team? Like, what?
All right. Well, dude, are you the one running the show? This is kind of weird.
He
But
is.
I
He
know,
came in and
right?
took it over.
he just came in and took over the show.
I run
But,
shit. Period.
So basically, I made the decision to leave Impact or Epsilon, whatever the hell you want to call them. Basically, it's not a skill, obviously, because we've placed in the top 3 every time we've played. It's basically more of like a business type of decision. I apologized on Twitter, but I'll apologize again. Basically, this weekend I got extremely out of line. I haven't ever been doing that at a tournament. Like before, I just I kind of stuck to the traditional I guess trash talk where I'd be like I'm the best or you suck blah blah blah. But I never actually went attacking like a fan or any of that stuff with verbal abuse. And this weekend I did. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm sorry for doing that. I was completely out of line. But basically, my reasoning, I kind of just snapped because, well, basically, we as a team have been vilified for a very long time. I mean, we started we started like being the bad guys probably around Dallas. And a lot of it, I don't really remember, but it kind of just stemmed from, I guess, what people would consider as cockiness. Also, as like when not Nate Shot, Karma would shoot like Nate Shot's body and stuff like that, or like all that sort of stuff. So, starting from back then, we just kind of became villains of the community, I guess, because I don't really understand the whole reasoning behind it for the most part. I mean, I understand it's mostly because like Killa's trash talk, uh, Damon shooting bodies back in the day, and then people would consider me cocky as well. I mean, I don't know why would people even like consider me cocky. Like I'd basically like do something good or like play very well, and I'd be like, oh, I'm the best, like to get hyped and stuff like that. But when like a player like this isn't like a shot at optic, but like let's say if Scump did that, like people would cheer him on, and it's like it was like totally like a biased thing because when I used to do that, people would think, oh, I'm just cocky, man. Like, oh, you're cocky. It's like people don't understand. It's like a hype thing. I don't literally mean I'm the best because like I know I'm not the best player in the game right now. I'm not. There's plenty of players better than me, like Krim, Clayster, all those guys. Those are like obviously the best players in the game. But it's something you say mid game to get you hyped. So I mean, that's the way I look at it. I'm not trying to be cocky. It's more like a confidence boost mid game. But anyways, that's kind of going into like a tangent. So I'm gonna go back to why
No one
I
but
left.
us knows like the in-game hype unless you're there.
No one understands it. Like
Like
when I'm
if you're watching
playing,
the stream and someone
when
you
I
hear
when
he's the
I'm
best,
playing,
you're like cocky asshole.
when I'm playing the game, right, and I'm playing like even like when I'm scrimming or something like that, and I go off and I do something, and I like say, "Oh, I'm the best" or something like that, and I'll upload it to YouTube, and then like you look at the YouTube comments, and they're like, "Dude, you're not the best," blah blah. I'm like, are you serious? Like, do you really think I'm being like that literal about it?
Yeah.
And so it literally makes no sense to me. And it's just I think it's because like a lot of the community that a lot of the people that watch Call of Duty that support the scene are very young, so they kind of don't understand where we are coming from, like how a lot of people don't understand when we trash talk. We don't actually hate them because, I mean, if I were a kid or I was like 13, 15 years old, and I saw like some dude say like call, oh you suck, you blah blah on main stage, I think they hate each other too, but like that's not the case and stuff like that. So, where was I going with this? I forgot what I was even saying. But
Well,
yeah,
it's got-
Basically, I think just to cut in that, you guys, you and Envious and the whole team, there's no personal issues between you guys. It's more of a hype factor. What happened.
no, there's nothing. No, I was hanging out with JCap, Proof, and Karma the whole weekend. Every single night we were chilling, just talking about our matches, and after we played them and all that stuff on Sunday. And it's nothing like that. That's all in game. Even Hastro forgave Marcus and basically said, we know, we just leave it on the stage. It's not a thing, right? But the whole fan thing that I did, I already admitted that's completely out of line. I shouldn't have done that. It's just kind of like it's built up over like so many events. Like you go to the event and you literally like have a whole bunch of people approach you and ask you for your like autograph and like they'll either support you, but then like when you actually play the game, it's like they're all rooting against you, and like it just makes no sense. Like why? Like I don't know what I've done. Like at least me, I can't speak for my teammates because I mean every event they've pretty much stepped out of line in my opinion of like the shit they talk, but I can't control them completely. All I've ever really done is just play the game, be confident in my ability, and when I get hyped, I'm like I'm the best, stuff like that. Also, that somebody brought that up, the Who's Complexity comment. I was actually told to say that, like as like a hype factor, to kind of like entertain the fans, like get people tense, ready, and stuff like that. I was told to say something cocky, so it's the best thing I could think of. But so like I said, I don't know what I've ever done really. Just played the game, been confident in my ability, and hyped myself up when I felt it was appropriate. So it kind of just got to my head, and I basically went loose. I mean, I let it out. I mean, it's bound to happen at some point. But again, I shouldn't have done that. I should have taken myself better.
Yeah, with you leaving Impact or Epsilon, whatever you want to call it, was it because you felt that team was no longer marketable after what happened, or what was it really?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like Adam and Marcus, they're really good guys outside the game, and they're really good at the game. But I mean, like that's just who they are. I mean, I don't think Adam will ever change who he is and how he like acts, because that's just him. That's his personality. Even at home, when we're scrimming and stuff like that, like that's how he is. I mean, you guys have seen our streams and stuff like that. That's him. That's legitimately how he is all the time. Marcus is a bit different. Marcus just gets really excited and he's really passionate about the game. But he, again, also gets ahead of himself. This has nothing to do with John. John was fine the whole event. But Adam and Marcus kind of get like this every event. And it's not like a shot at them, putting them under the bus. I mean, it's just that's how they are. It's who they are. They're good guys. They're not evil. They're not bad people. It's just in game. I mean, that's who they are. That's how they're going to be. It's a hard habit to change. So I mean, I just need to leave. I can't be dealing with that stuff because I'm arguably the most contained player other than John right now from my team in terms of like the whole trash talking thing. I usually keep it to a minimum of events, and I just play my best. The only time I'll ever really like trash talk is like small things, kind of like the "you suck" or "I'm best," or like outside, like pregame interviews when like you're trying to like hype yourself up, hype the team up, hype the crowd up. Like those are the other things that I do. But that's what comes with being like a leader. And like when people interview you, you gotta be entertaining. You can't just be very like, you can't be stale. You can't just be like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good, blah blah. You gotta be like, all right, man, we're gonna go in there, we're we're gonna put in work and we're gonna wipe the floor with the other team and let's go, let's get it, stuff like that. Like you can't go into matches giving the other team like the benefit of the doubt that they're gonna beat you. You want to go in there thinking you're gonna beat them like 100%. And then you can ask any pro player that. You don't want to go in to any match thinking that this team is better than you in any way, even if they are. Like you don't want to go in there thinking that.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you're gonna get wiped.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, oh, go ahead.
Did you talk with the other 3 players before you left, or did you kind of just decide this while you were on?
I kind of just decided it on my own. I mean, I just figured. I mean, we've had talks like this a lot before, so I mean, it was really nothing new. So I just figured I should leave.
So, as far as Epsilon, dropping the team, did you guys kind of foresee that happening when everything started today, or did you guys know about it? I mean, what was up with it?
Wait, say again?
As far as Epsilon releasing you, did you guys figure that was going to happen after everything went crazy today on Twitter?
Well, we figured it was going to happen anyways, because mid-game versus Envy, while we were just in there joking around, we were like, this is bad. This is not going to end well. Or like Epsilon already told us about the whole trash talking thing. Like they didn't want us to go overboard. I mean, I tried to contain myself, but I don't know. It just got like when Stro basically said, "Oh, these guys all want us to win," and like the crowd went like nuts. I was just I don't know. It just got to me at like that point. Like I thought I'd be used to like having all these people like against me, but it gets so frustrating at times. It just I don't know. I had to release it at some point, and it happened then, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, if you notice in most of Aches and Complexity's interviews, they're all extremely confident and quote unquote cocky. They say we're the best team out there right now. We're out to
Wait,
prove
who?
them. Aches and Complexity.
Yeah, what about him?
I'm just saying, like in their interviews, they act.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about
confident,
perception.
cocky. Exactly.
Like how we said earlier, Optic could do the exact same stuff that they did this weekend, and it wouldn't be a big deal. And
Yeah,
people would be
exactly,
cheering for 'em and everything.
exactly, and that's the thing that I like highly dislike. Like Complexity has its haters, but Complexity also has like a lot of people that like them, and like honestly, this might sound crazy, but like we pretty much started getting our hate obviously because when we started winning, we just we just kept winning. We kept thinking we're the best, blah blah. And, people just were like, nah, man, you're just only good at one game, blah, blah, all that stuff, right? And then when Complexity started winning, they started being us, and everyone's like, yay, finally somebody's being those guys, bunch of assholes, blah, blah, blah. I mean, more people started liking them. Because, I mean, like, if you look at, like, this isn't a shot at any of them, but, like, the way they act, like, they're they're just about as, like, bad as we are. They scream, they yell, they act cocky as well. Like, you can't say they don't. You look at all the things they say, their interviews, how Aches acts, how Clay acts. Teep and Krim are really calm for the most part, but, like, they act pretty much the same way. They don't get as personal. They haven't got as personal.
Mhm.
No one
But, like-
usually gets personal unless it's like a really personal issue. Usually it's all like
Yeah,
about the game, like you suck.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
you rarely hear.
yeah. Like
No,
like
you're
at
ugly,
Gfinity,
like,
if
shit
you
like
saw
that.
the Gfinity trash talk, they were getting personal with our team as well.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Yeah,
Is
what's up?
Optic? This is kind of off topic. Is Optic going to PAX? Because people are saying that they're on stream and they're saying that they're not going the past couple days.
I've heard that too, but I haven't heard anything
All right,
from
so
them.
I just got a
So
question.
really quick. Go ahead.
You can get, all right, so I'm already getting heat on Twitter about this. I said if all the roster changes that I hear about to happen with the PAX Invitational 2 weeks away, we would be the favorite to be closer to the most teams to take out Complexity. What is wrong with that opinion? How is that even being accurate?
You're cocky, and now you're talking stuff, and now you're gonna get dropped by your sponsors. You're done.
Well, no,
You're
but
done.
that's just a cocky comment in general.
No, because
'Cause
that's
I-
roster changes. That's the
It-
game.
It's no, but roster changes doesn't mean that you're still going to be like in the same position. Roster changes could
Really?
benefit.
Why
some
is
teams.
Complexity winning?
Well,
are you
complexity's
Well,
winning.
it's just
Complexity. What was Complexity is winning because they're a good team. It has not they started winning because of a roster change.
That's what I'm saying. Some of these teams that making roster changes that might not actually be right roster changes.
No, obviously.
I
but
think
I'm
what he's
saying,
trying to say is the 2 weeks for preparation isn't going to be enough.
Oh, well, that could be true, but I mean, we had what like, wait, TK. Well, actually, TK was a team for a while. They just like made one replacement, but yeah, I guess you can say that. That'd be.
Like, I'm
mean,
not shitting on other
Complexity-
teams, to be honest. Like, I think Unite was actually really, really, really good.
Complexity
I think
pretty
Knights
much.
surprised a lot of people.
I think
Really
okay, here's-
quick. Really
oh,
quick.
okay. Well,
Complexity, like, I'm not sure. Maybe I heard it wrong or something, but they kind of confirmed they're going to be at PAX. I mean, we already knew that,
A
but
lot of people are. I mean, FaZe is
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
be there.
Pretty much every
Obviously.
team will be at PAX that you
Yeah.
think will be
Bro,
at
there's-
PAX, other than
there's
maybe
something-
Optic.
And Soar. It depends if the system.
Oh man, if
Well,
Methods hasn't heard nothing, it's
If
not looking
Optic,
good.
wait, aren't you like ninth?
We're ninth,
were.
but thing is,
Yeah.
Liar
If Optic
can't
doesn't
go, and
go,
I'm not.
if
I'm not
Optic-
sure if they're allowing fill-ins for the event. Like, I'm not sure if MLG would allow, Curse to go with the fill-in. I feel like that would be.
said
Here-
Optic players
No,
are saying
Pat,
they're
all
not
right,
going.
here. Let me help you here. Puckett is telling teams to send them your roster. So
Yeah, I sent
I'd
mine.
assume, yeah, exactly. So put it this way: Curse could send in whoever they want. You could
Yeah.
just
Oh,
Curse could
There's
send
like-
in. Yeah, so like let's say if Curse, no, they already asked me. Twiz said if you want to come with us to PAX, I can tell Puckett right now, and you'll come with us. And then, like,
Oh, I see.
so did you submit a roster to Puckett as well?
Yeah, I sent it to Jason 9. That's what I was told to email.
Chances are, you guys might go if Optic doesn't. I don't see why you wouldn't.
Other than that, then we're not invited, which is completely stupid. Like, there's.
Have you got any of those sticks and
Well,
stones pro points?
Well, then if nobody fills in for Curse, then they might not also like go.
yeah.
Like you don't know. Honestly, chances are you'll probably end up going.
They
be
announced it Wednesday, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Is it Wednesday? I thought it was supposed to
I think
it's
it's
Wednesday.
tomorrow. I
It's-
thought it was tomorrow.
be. They said the 13th.
The
Oh,
14th.
really?
Oh,
No, the
actually-
14th. No, they announced the invites the 14th.
Yeah, they announced the invites the 14th, the 13th. You'll know basically how many pro points each team
Okay, yeah.
has. So all the extra pro points will be added together, and that's when they like release the leaderboard or whatever I think it's called. For
Yeah, so that should be out today, pretty much.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard you guys brought up Unite. I thought they played, really well at this event, but
It was all
Yeah,
matchups. They played.
exactly.
They lost to COL and Epsilon just like we did.
Right.
And, they played them earlier than we did. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well-
if they would have played them later, they could have been the same spot we were.
I
you know
think
what I'm saying?
from when I played against, I think they improved a lot with their new roster rather than the old one with like
Slack.
who was on that slacked, and yeah, I think they improved a lot.
That's hard to
which-
say. Slack
One
to me.
thing, one thing
Slack-
that
Slack and
yeah.
Fizzard.
Well, what's really surprising though is if you look at their team, you have Ricky and Embos and Nameless. You'd think they'd win like every search and
search.
destroy.
But
Right.
weren't.
But they beat everyone in hardpoint. They beat us in hardpoint. They beat CLO in hardpoint, and they even
Yeah.
almost beat CLO in like the whole matchup. Like that's crazy.
Here's
Yeah,
hold on, before Nezlos says something. So like they came out like hyped as shit. They took the hard points and then goes from like a fast paced hype up game mode like hard point and then transitions into like a slow paced, calm, methodical, strategical search and destroy, where arguably they are probably player wise on paper one of the best search and destroy teams, and they're just not being able to transition their riding the success of the first match into the second one.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what it is, to be honest. I mean, they're like I played S&D GBs and stuff like that. I mean, we went with like 105-0 or something like that. I think our GB team's like 105-0 total, and like we played a lot of S&D and stuff like that. And I've played S&D tournaments with Embos and Ricky, and like, I mean, they're really good at it. I don't know how they didn't win any search and destroys. There's
Mhm.
also like versus COL, I think Ricky dropped like 10 or 11 kills and they didn't win it. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Nameless, I'm eating you alive.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, I honestly didn't see that, but I saw the video. I was like, wait, he did that versus us? What?
He's like, what? When did that happen?
So, Parasite, I mean, obviously, you are a free agent now. Do you have any options in mind? Are you trying to start a team? Are you trying to join a team? I mean,
No,
what's your plan here?
I'll end up joining a team. Well, one option would
Hi.
obviously be just attend with curse.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna do. I know for a fact that's where you're going.
You want it's another thing I could do. This would just be the funniest move ever. But I
What?
can literally say, all right, I'm gonna join this team and I'm gonna knock a team out of the pro bracket and basically make them not lose their invite to PAX, and then use that to join that team that I want to join. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
I'd be
cool.
like,
Like,
pick
you
me,
could join
pick
like
me up,
Ignite.
like basically pick me up where I'm joining the team that'll knock you out of the bracket.
Like that Ignite
that's the
team?
most screwed up thing ever, dude.
And then your fan base becomes 0, and you're the most hated guy in the game.
Yeah,
Here
but
it is.
that's the team I can get on. That'd be hilarious, though. I wouldn't do that though. I was just like looking at the pro. I was like looking at the pro points. I was like, I can join. Like if I joined Curse for that event, we would go to like we'd have like 18K plus points, so we'd be ahead of Optic. And well, if when Miracles and them pick up a player, they'd probably be second. So we'd get like third seed instantly. Just
All
because
I'm saying is that if I'm not invited, I'm going to the MLG offices with pitchforks and torches. That's all I'm saying. They're getting rioted.
All right,
Oh,
guys. So
man.
really quick, I hate to cut in. However, we are going to give away a Gamma Labs G Fuel box tonight on the show.
A box.
So,
Yeah,
yep,
tell them what's in the
box.
box.
Bunch of G Fuel.
Oh my god. Okay,
a
guys.
bunch of G Fuel.
It's the watermelon box, right?
I'm not sure what flavor. I'll have to find that out.
Okay,
But yeah.
basically, guys, you get a bunch of tubs, or you get one tub.
So
Packets,
one thing I do want to say is I want to give credit to Caliber because I mean I met their like owners and stuff like that, Chaos, Silencer, and Minnesota Burns and Redneck. Like those guys are really cool guys. I mean I talked to them quite a bit that event, and so I want to give a shout out to them. Also, their pro team, like they did really well. Like I was really surprised at how well they did. I honestly feel like if they took one respawn game mode off complexity, they would have beat them. Like it's crazy though. I mean, you guys won all your search and destroys. That is insane. I think you guys like dropped one the whole entire
S&D
time.
wins championships.
Bro,
No,
it's what-
it doesn't
bro.
win championships, but
Well,
it gets
apparently not.
more
I
fuck
mean, like,
along,
well,
dude.
I'm not thinking like I'm not saying you can only win if you just win searches. I mean, like if you are a good search team, there's a better chance you can win. You know, because there's like what
Yeah,
4
it's-
searches in a best of 9. I'm not sure how it worked.
Yeah.
Two-
Realistically, I
Best of
mean, if
Game modes
TK
in a
won,
best of- That's what I'm saying. So I mean, it can bring you very far along.
yeah. I mean, if TK won one respawn game type in that final series, it was over. They would have probably won the whole tournament.
Wait,
Yeah.
but Nezo, what was that? What was that crowd of people saying that you guys cheated in search? I'm not sure what the hell was going on with that.
They're saying Chaos was like listening to call outs or something because he didn't have his headset on, but like he wasn't saying anything. Like Chaos just watches us play. He doesn't really. He just like says good job and shit like that. I think that's what they were saying.
You guys
But,
each
like-
already have your team.
but,
you guys
um,
each have a branded team shirt. That's hilarious.
But what I would like to say is like I remember one round just like specifically, especially against Epsilon, like dude, if you're screaming out what you're doing in search or in hardpoint or anything, if like you're gonna hear them if like I sit closer to the other team, like I sit all the way on the right if I'm on the left. It's like, dude, I can't help if I hear you scream something.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I hear it. Like that's not my fault. Like if I hear you say, "Yo, I got streaks," like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not cheating. Like
It's a
I
LAN
just heard,
environment.
I heard you say like we need some soundproof headphones or something like that.
Yeah,
But
it's a LAN environment.
I think people were talking about Chaos that we didn't have his headset on or something like that. I don't know. People are idiots. They think we're cheating.
So really quick, I hate to cut you guys off in discussion, but back to the Gamma giveaway.
Oh my
It
god.
actually is a variety pack. So it's 6,000 viewers. We'll give that away. We're around 740 away. So everyone in the stream, please tweet this out. Let's get there so we can give away the G Fuel box. So yeah, let's try to get there within the next few minutes or so.
Also, guys, I said it before. I didn't mean to cut off Nesla when he was talking, but TK each have their own. Each one of TK's players each have their own branded shirts now. There's Landjar, Sharpen, Destroy, Neslo, Landon. Take a sip of that water because you suck. Oh, that's hilarious.
Nah, but bro, people are just like so I don't know, man. People just twist words so bad. I wasn't saying all the other teams can't be cool or anything, but I'm like, bro, if everyone makes roster changes 2 weeks before an event, like, good luck.
I understand. I understand exactly what you're saying. I'm just saying it's best to not say those comments. I learned that over the fucking years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just if it's Twitter, people will take
It's
it the
like the
wrong way.
community. The community's like,
It's all one player, and you guys know who's saying shit. It's my ex teammate, bro. He's so fucking salty. It's hysterical.
Wait, who?
Are we on or no? Are we in an ad?
Oh, no, we're on. Oh, no, you're not gonna say it.
Yeah,
You're okay.
no, I'm not gonna. Like, dude, this is fucking retarded,
Why you mad, dude?
You're back.
right?
Yeah.
So, real quick question for Parasite here. After leaving that team, do you think those three stick together, or do you think it's done?
Marcus, John, and Killa.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna need 2 players for Gfinity because John won't be able to go. So I don't know. I don't know what they'll do. I don't know. It's not really my concern anymore. I'm not gonna join back. I'm not doing any of that. I'll sit there and fill in for teams that need help for events if I have to, or I'll just join a team. But I have something lined up which will probably work, and I will join a team in the next few days.
I know who.
Cool beans, bruh.
Oh man, Intel.
Shut up before I knock you out of the pro bracket. And you can't go to
Oh,
pack.
Oh damn.
Yo.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, what are you talking about, bro? We'll get invited before that
Yeah,
happens, bro.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah. So, what we're gonna do here, guys? We're gonna take a quick break. Nezlo, I believe, has to head out. So I want to thank him for coming on. Nezlo, if you have any plugs you want to do, sponsors, things like that.
Yeah, just shout out to our sponsors, Brass Monkey App, Scuff Gaming, Gamma Labs. You know, like we had all their product at UMG Atlanta. We were giving out a bunch of Gamma, especially when we had to play finals at like 2 a.m. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I got to go as well. Just gonna shout out to UMG and PGL. PGL is one of my sponsors. Those guys are awesome. They pretty much let me do a lot of things that I get to do in terms of gaming. So you should go out, follow them, and sign up on their ladders. But one other thing is I'd like to again just quickly apologize to all my supporters, the fans, Envy, UMG, pretty much anybody that I disrespected, including my teammates. Uh, I'll hopefully make it up to you guys in the future. And next time, if I'm being, like attacked like that, I'll just probably leave it alone. I'll just ignore it. I'll be the bigger person. So, thanks, guys.
Awesome. So we're gonna bring Aches in here, guys. After we come back from the break. So remember, tweet the stream. We're doing Gamma giveaway at 6,000, and we are still doing the 1,600 giveaway from earlier. So yeah, guys, keep tweeting the stream. We'll be right back.
All right, go for it.
Right now?
Or wait.
Yeah,
Hi, guys,
wait.
back live with ESN Late Night. It is August 13th. Alright, guys, we're back with ESN Late Night. It is August 13th at 12:14 Eastern Standard Time. I'm here with Hype, Creeper, and Odd Slice. And we're going to discuss some things regarding UMG Atlanta, some things that happen, and maybe some complexity information as well. So I'll let you guys start it off.
By the
Awesome,
way,
man.
if you're watching
Thanks
the
for-
stream,
thank-
that's an
thanks for
amazing
having us
picture
on.
you have up.
Yeah. Yo, thanks for having us on, man. Really appreciate it. How you doing, man?
Hi, man. How you guys doing? Yeah, so I just wanted to start off asking you guys some questions. Like, what's it like running these ESN late nights like every night? How'd you guys get into it, and what was the goal when starting it?
Hype, you can go ahead and do that.
All right, so anyway, guys, we're joined by Aix from Complexity. How's it going, man?
Good, man. Good. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. So obviously, you guys came off a win. You're 3-peat at UMG Atlanta. So I mean, obviously, you're feeling good. If you want to talk about that for a little bit, and then give your opinion on the whole Epsilon thing, because I know you have probably a big opinion on that.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're always feeling good, you know? We're winning. Everything's going good. We're happy. Sponsors are happy. Gaming world is happy. There's no Impact Rain anymore. Optics playing Minecraft. Everyone's happy, you know? So of course I'm feeling great. As far as UMG Atlanta, I was really impressed from the get-go. Like, I played in the 2v2 on Saturday with Teep, and then and everything ran smooth. Like, when I was in Chicago, there was just like so much unbelievable downtime, and I was like, that was my first UMG event, and I was just like, oh man, this is killing me because I wasn't used to it. And I get to Atlanta, and I'm like, all right, things are moving smooth. Like, Saturday went really well in the 4v4, and then even on Sunday, like, it went really well. There was just a small misjudgments call. It was kind of like heat of the moment, like, wasn't really like thinking in depth, and we played our winter bracket final earlier than we should have, and that led to our 8-hour downtime in between winter bracket finals and the finals. And but yeah, I mean, UMG did a great job. I can't speak highly of those guys. And yeah, Golden Boy was doing it up all weekend long. So big shout out to him. I know big shout out to Brian too, but Brian was always swarmed and busy. So if I had something to do, I went to Golden Boy. But yeah, that's what I really wanted to start off with. Was those guys really did a great job stepping up, and I know they're gonna have more, and I really do. Like, I'm not a guy to just sit here and say, hey, go to this, buy this when I think it's trash, but like, you better be at the next UMG event. As far as how we did, my team gave me MVP. I think the casters gave me MVP too, and I even said it like in this when we played our first match versus Soar. I went like the very first start, it was game in Hardpoint. I went like 35 and like 10, and I didn't even warm up, and I was like, whoa, I'm doing really good. And I was like all happy and like giggly, and we were just laughing on the stage. And I was like, yo, Teep, I know you got MVP last time, but I'm gunning at your neck. And then it just so happened, like, I had my best event. I seriously don't, I think I had like literally a 2.0 KD in Hardpoint. And what's weird about our team is that we're all so versatile and so good that like we're just all playmakers. Like, one event, you'll see like Krim getting all the kills. Next event, Clay getting all the kills. Next event, Teep. Like, it's so forth, and no one is necessarily like the best on our team. We're all just so individually good that we all are shining in every different event that we go to, and that's what I love about this team. And then we have X behind us, which is probably the biggest help I think we've ever had. And I mean, I know I've said it on Twitter, but this is probably going to be my last team in Call of Duty. If I get dropped, or I mean, just speaking, or like this team breaks up, I don't really, other than like a big breakup, not just like one player, but yeah, like this team is what I've been gunning for however long I've been competing, and this is what we're gonna stick with. But as far as like, no, you guys want to hear that, right? Who cares? Okay, so this is what you want to hear: Epsilon versus Envy. The issue with that was, all right. So first off, if they would have never been mathematically eliminated, like, I was watching it live. Killa literally put his controller down, and John was like just running around drop like 50 kills. Like Killa was just like put his controller down just strictly to talk shit. And I was like, wait, how's he doing that when they're playing like on screen, like the action's going down, they're playing, and I just see Killa like just standing up wooing, like talking shit to Hastro and Envy. So yeah, I hate that you can get mathematically eliminated from a game. That's just stupid. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't see, the thing is, the way Killa was doing it was different than how I've ever seen it done. Like what we do is we, as Method said earlier, we kind of like attack one player on their team who is their hype player. So if you shut that hype player down, they're gonna lose all their momentum, and we're gonna gain all of our momentum. Because when you're talking trash to a point where it's like all you're doing is bringing hype to your team, when you take away their hype and add it to your hype, it basically just puts like a fucking icing on the cake. You step up your game and you knock theirs down. So, but what he was doing, I mean, honestly, if Karma wasn't on Envy, I don't think it would have been like that. And that's why I think it was like, because at this event, it really looked like Envy was just going all out. Like they put all their cards on the table. Stroke came back to coach. Karma came in as a replacement for Stainville. Like they wanted to win. And I think like, as far as Killa and Miracles were concerned, they just wanted to embarrass Envy. Like just say like, yo, you're not on the same level as us. We're accomplished in this game. You're not. We beat you every time. Like, and it just got to the point where I think even in the video you were like, you saw Stro just like shaking his hand like, dude, cut it out, because it's like it's all good and fun and like funny, but like sometimes it gets to the point where it's just like, dude, like come on, man, just wait until, like, I'd rather you do that off camera and like I wouldn't care. But the big issue was when Parasite stood up and started roasting the crowd. Like, I don't understand how that even came to his mind, because I know Chris and he's not a bad guy, but like, I mean, I guess it's the same thing. Like, I push Nate shot, right? Like, you make stupid impulse decisions. Like, but like to roast the crowd is just like, it's like a slap in the face to everyone. It's just stupid. Like, I mean, even if like it would have been different. Like, I think if Killa would have pushed Hastro, okay, like. Well, not Hastro, that'd be a different. But one of the players, like, it would have been different than roasting the crowd. Like, that's just like a, like Idra. If you guys follow StarCraft, Idra called out one of his fans on Reddit and was like, "I get paid to do this, and you're sitting here watching me like sucking my D, like blah blah blah." And Evil Geniuses dropped Idra in like a day, and it was like that's what you don't do. You don't roast your fans. You don't attack your fans like that. But as far as what Haggy did today, I was blown away by. I mean, he saved face so hard, and it's like it makes sense to the, but it's like, dude, you've teamed with these guys for like 5 months. You had like the best run in Call of Duty so far, and you've made what 450 grand with them. Like, you don't just throw your friends and in a sense business partners under the bus like that just to save face for you, which it was technically your fault because you wanted to force Epsilon on them, like, and then leave the team was just like, it's like, dude, you gotta stop being so selfish. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, I like Chris, and even though we talk shit every time we play each other, whatever, but like that was just it was uncalled for, I guess. And I think Miracles made a tweet that was like, dude, like, you're my friend, and like that was just unnecessary. But other than that, like, I think every other match went pretty well. Like, the banter was kind of even and like just banter. It wasn't anything personal. That's what you gotta like relax with whenever. And it's kind of something you gotta tell yourself when you're on a game and you're like, all right, I can say whatever I want to say to them as long as it's not a personal attack. And so another thing I want to add is every event in general, you gotta have a little notification so we know we're on a listen in, because it's like you never know. So, like, you're not trying to be professional. You're in the middle of a game. Like, you're trying to win. You're gonna say whatever you gotta say, whatever, just to hype your own team up. And like, if you don't have a light or any kind of notification that lets you know, like, hey, you're on a listen in. And this was even brought up in 2011 when things happen on stream that shouldn't happen. So I mean, that's something's got to change for that, and I don't know what, but like, I think like what Goonjar said. I mean, every player wise knows like, oh, like that was heat of the moment. No one meant that. Like you're not a racist because you say the N word in the heat of a moment. It's just something that you say, and it's like you don't mean it, but it comes out. And so it's kind of hard to kind of just from let's say from a non-competitor standpoint to judge when you hear things on stream like that. Like Kunjar is probably the nicest dude on the circuit, or not circuit right now, but in a top 8 team, he's probably the nicest guy you're gonna find. Like he would never mean something like that. It's just something that just comes out, and like it's just a little impulse decision that's kind of reckless and stupid, and like means no harm. But like when 30,000 people hear something like that, they're gonna take that the wrong way, and it's gonna rub people the wrong way, and it causes problems. So I want to say like every event production now, I need to have some sort of notification for a listening, and it's been needed for years, and we still haven't done it. But other than that, that's pretty much all I have to say about the whole trash talking ordeal.
Yeah, changing topics here. What do you think Envy's problem is? Do you think it was just a lack of time to prepare? Or like Parasite said, how, JCap and Proof just cannot team together.
I know exactly what the problem is. And me and my team have been talking about it for a while now. They're still trying to play the game like it was played 4 months ago. They like, so basically this is why Envy was so good at COD Champs, and in my opinion should have beat Impact at COD Champs. JCap and Proofy ran ARs, right? They have probably the most dominant AR shots in the game when it comes to pure shot. And they ran Cap 40s, which allowed them to instantly become versatile enough to outgun a submachine gun, even get a 2-piece at any moment. And it wasn't even like, okay, so let's say JCap was holding the hill with an AR. He could get the AR kills, and then let's say 2 subs rushed him, and like he didn't have teammates around him. He just pull out a Cap 40 and get a 2-piece. Like now with no secondaries that allow you to do that fast, or even allow you to make that play, they still put their players in positions to where he would have to go clutch with an M8. So it's like you can't have Proofy and JCap playing the same positions with an AR like they did 4 months ago, because they don't have a secondary that allows them to just clutch a hill like that. And another thing is I can say this from personal, or from like knowing when I played them, they broke hills so well because they just smoked and they rushed with the pistol. Like they made their strategy so perfect with secondaries and breaking hills, because that was the thing to do when they were allowed. And like now there's just not that. So they bring in Karma, and they're not utilizing Karma's ability. Like I've seen Karma play hill bitch when it's like Karma should be doing what I'm doing. He should be floating, playing chokes, getting cutoffs, and slaying around the hill, and then let someone like Ray play in the hill, and then have someone support him. Like I know on the videos how he was like, JCap, you can't anchor, Proofy, you can't have him on the same team. It's not that. They're just playing their roles wrong. And I mean, on top of that, I never thought Stainville was the problem. It was just the same thing. They were playing their roles wrong. And it happened ever since the secondaries got banned, because they didn't adjust to it. Like now, like there's no foul. And this is why we got so good. When the foul got banned, it allowed our sub players to become more dominant to the fact that they can challenge more gunfights. Like an M8 is a lot easier to outgun than a foul is. Close range, long range, mid range. And now like the subs kind of still play scared. And I think picking up Karma helped that, but they're not utilizing Karma. Like Karma is the best player in the game when it comes to pure talent, pure knowing what to do in situations, and clutch. And they're not letting Karma be explosive. They're like keeping him condoned. It doesn't make sense, and I just don't think they're playing their roles correctly. And it doesn't matter who they pick up until they fix that issue. They won't be the dominant Envy that everyone's used to seeing. And on top of that, I mean, I look at like what they run as far as tacticals and who runs it, and their strategies all break. And it's like, dude, we're 9 months into the game. Like doing that is not necessary. It's not needed. It's overkill, and it's just like you can't do the same thing over and over and over and not work and expect it to work like randomly, like, oh, out of nowhere it worked, you know? Like, I mean, I'll be honest, we as far as our team, I don't want to say we copied Impact, but like Impact, what they did at COD Champs, we're doing it now, but we're doing it in a different way and we're doing it better. But it's the same mentality, and it's like I think like, all right, so we just won Anaheim, Gfinity, and UMG. That's over a month and a half span.
Right.
In the past month and a half, has no one went back and watched VODs of our gameplay and seen what we're doing? Like, we're not doing anything complicated. We're doing the most basic things, and we're just working together when doing it. This game is such a team game that it's like all you gotta do is play together and you'll win. And when we lose maps, especially respawn game types, it's because we don't play together. And like this event, we didn't lose but one respawn game type, and it was a hard point standoff, which was our first standoff in that entire tournament. And they beat us by 7 points. Unite did. They went clutch. But literally, when you lose hard points, it's only because you're not working together. And that's the thing. Like the way Envy plays now is they just don't work together, and they rely on everyone to have individual clutch moments. And it's like that would have worked 7 months ago, but it won't work now. And yeah, I think Envy should literally just take a week, go over theater, watch VODs, think about what they're doing, and then try to change some things up and do it in a scrim, and then they would probably be another top 2 team again. And I say top 2 because they're infamous for getting second, but
Yeah.
I mean it's true. Like they would literally just improve ridiculously. And going back to when they lost to Conquer, they should have won that match. I know Nifty went huge, but I was there watching it, and what had happened was they thought they had won, so they kind of gave up, and like Proofy and JCap were both like sprinting to the return without knowing Nifty was there, and like Proof got killed, whatever, and then JCap kind of got like he didn't get really outgunned, he just got outreacted because he didn't expect it, and like Rambo spawned gas and went back alley, and Karma went mid 2, which is the middle first hill, the second floor, and he could have clutched it. He threw an EMP first instead of just pulling out his war machine and spraying his war machine just to stop him, and he threw an EMP, and that time difference, even though it's so like small, that was what changed the game and allowed Nifty to go clutch. But I mean, Nifty made a huge play, but Envy should have won that game. And then I think it always happens to Envy when they lose like a game they know they should win, they get down on themselves, and that just leads to their and Epsilon, when they played them, just played off of that. Like Envy was down in the dumps already, like they just added dirt to the grave. And I mean and so yeah, I mean Envy is a great team. They're a bunch of great players, and on paper they probably have the best team in the game. But you know, you're never gonna be the best team in the game just because you're on paper if you don't play like it in the game.
So you think that Envy roster is 100% going to stay together?
Yeah, I mean, I talked to Rambo this weekend a lot, and I know they're getting P1 visas to move into the States, Karma and Ray, and I mean, I know they're continuing that goal or whatever to get to the Envy house, and Proof is going to move in as well. And I mean, that's like an hour from me, and we're even talking about like working up some like lands or whatever, so that's things to come. But yeah, I'm 100% sure they're going to stick together. There's no reason they shouldn't. But yeah.
Well, that was a thank you, Professor Akes, for the lesson.
Yeah. You see Puckett tweeting out about it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody actually asked me, what was the favorite name? Well, your favorite name that you used this weekend?
Oh. I didn't get to use my favorite name. So this is what happened. In the grand finals, I ended up hosting, I think, like a majority of the maps because TK didn't want to switch. Like, they didn't really care. It was host his land, right? And what I had done was like dashboarded between every map to change my gamer tag. And I didn't have time to do it because it would have to restart the lobby, and it was like 3 a.m. and like they were just trying to get the thing going. So I didn't get to use my my gamer tag or there was 3 actually I didn't get to use. But I would probably say Clint Akeswood or Akes on a Plane was my favorite.
Akes on a Plane.
Just because I've used those gamer tags on live before, and they're so fun. But
Oh, that's hilarious.
But yeah, I got plenty of more gamer tags coming, guys. So next event, I don't know how the pack stream is gonna work, but I will have some gamer tags. Don't worry.
You mind
He had,
dropping what the favorite
Shakespeare?
would have been?
Yeah, he had Shakespeare. He had Earth.
Shakespeare.
I
I
was
can't.
working.
Hold on. I can't give credit to myself. I don't come up with all of them. One day in my stream, I had like 1,000 viewers. I was doing a 24-hour live stream, and I was like, stream, I want to change my gamer tag. Give me some ideas, and it has to come with aches in it. And I like gave him like a couple examples, and then I mean, there's a billion you can do. Pancakes, mistakes, like you can do so many.
Yeah.
And my stream like hooked me up with a lot and gave me even more ideas. So can't take full credit, but
Yeah, I think
like-
everybody in the stream kind of likes give me a sandwich.
yeah, well that.
Give me a sandwich.
Yeah. So
Mom after the event told me that if we would have lost, she was gonna make me a sandwich and bring it to me. So I don't know how I would have felt about that, but
yeah. So Atlas, I know you didn't watch, but he had aches on a plane. He had earthquakes.
Earthquakes. I know
Yeah.
Clint Aches would.
Yeah, the
Heart-
give me
I
the sandwich one was only funny because they were playing an all-girls team.
They were
so-
playing a History in the Making or Bomb.
Yeah.
You have the heartbreaks.
Heartbreak
I didn't
is
use
good.
that. I used patty cakes.
That's pretty good. Well, yeah, patty cakes is good too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of. This is funny now.
Now everybody's just throwing suggestions in here.
Oh
There's
man,
nothing you can do.
Yeah.
give me a sandwich. We're gonna hop on board here with complexity. Give me a sandwich.
Oh, and one of the bad things is some of the casters, I don't know if they didn't know lineups or whatever, and they would actually say, give me a sandwich is rotating around. Like, oh man.
Well, no,
I think those casters were. I know them all. Cheeto, Bishop, and
Yeah.
I guess you rival caster, but or not rival caster, Reflections from rival caster. That was their first event casting, and it is hard because I've even tried casting, and like when you're kind of just trying to give like play by play and you're reading names off, like you it's hard to like give yourself the time to think while you're saying what names you want to be saying, but yeah, I mean, I think the casters they brought on were purely for the experience, and I mean,
They were a lot of
they didn't do that bad, but they did enough to entertain you guys for how many
Dude.
hours did you stream on Sunday?
yeah.
Mountain Dew just came up with the best one. Solid Snakes. That's the best one. That is hand down the best one. Timberlakes.
Oh wait, I had baby eggs, papa eggs. I was doing a bunch of like, I don't know. I will have a bunch of entertaining gamer tags for you guys moving forward. I promise.
Hopefully
Oh.
Turtle Beach and MLG allows you to use some of them.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Aches,
just
you
wanna-
are you going to COD Ghosts tomorrow?
I'm not. TP and Clay are there though. They flew out today.
Yeah, no
Um,
Clay is going.
Yeah, they're both at the COD reveal.
How'd you get the shaft on that one?
How did I get that? I don't know. I think actually what happened was I had got the email, but I didn't respond to it because, and I DM'd Michelle from Activision who handled the player relations for Call of Duty Champs. My email that was linked to my COD Elite account was the one they had on file, and I don't even use that one anymore. Like I used it strictly for COD Champs. I never check or anything, and I think it was like emailed like the team is like, which one of you guys can make it, blah blah blah. I didn't even see it. I don't know what happened. When I DM'd her today, she was like, "Oh yeah, we got a completely different email." I got that updated, but I mean, I'm not too worried about it. I mean, I honestly, after UMG, man, I'm just trying to sleep. I wasn't really. They got to be up at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, so I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not too disappointed. But yeah,
So real quick, I think you said it either it was an interview you did with Diesel for DeSoto or with Golden Boy at the end of the stream. But you touched on the fact that yourself, TP, and Crim6 each have the ability to go off and drop 40 numbers each map.
yeah.
Now, where was I going with this?
No one knows.
Yeah, I'm
The world
lost.
may never know.
No, and like you're saying, like if you're not playing together, you're not playing the game correctly. And listening to your Astro listenings, the communication is always on point. Where it's yo Clay, bait for me, I'm going in. And like it's your communication is bar none compared to the rest
Yeah,
of the teams.
we've like kind of perfected our small talk, and it's kind of small talk is basically telling each other what you're doing. Like basically small talk is pretending your entire team is EMP'd and doesn't have a minimap and doesn't know what's going on, and it's basically just telling everyone what you're doing, why you're doing it, where you're doing it, and like if you need their help. And I mean, And we don't really do it online as much, but when we get to LAN, we kind of all get in the mode where it's like, all right, we're gonna fucking do this because we have to do this to win, and it matters. And that's when I go back to saying, like, you have to work together to win. In every game type in this game, like, we played TK in searches, and I don't want to take anything away from TK, but it's kind of like I have to say this. We sat around for like 8 hours, just like literally sitting there. We didn't even do anything. I mean, I think me, Teep, and Mr. X went to Arby's, but like we literally sat around for 8 hours, and that was so mentally draining that like I mean they outplayed us in search for sure, but like we were not ourselves. I mean, even going into every event, we're always like search and Astoria is probably our best game type, and I mean I've always thought that like we're always so good at S&D, and then we won like one round on like 2 maps, and we lost every search in the best of 11. But I mean they played great, yeah, but we just weren't ourselves. So I mean TK is a good S&D team for sure, but I don't want to say that they got maps they shouldn't have because they didn't, but they but that wasn't our best showing in search. So I wouldn't take anything away from.
Yeah, Neslo actually said he wants to talk with you and maybe give you some S&D strats. Maybe you guys help him out hardpoint a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's another thing, man. Like, I don't know what came over this. I mean, I can probably say I was playing extremely well, which is weird because I don't really want to say I changed my role for this event, but I got definitely way more explosive, aggressive than usual, and I played a spot to where I could kind of just take control on a map, and that helped us so much. Because I mean, literally, man, I don't want to like boast or anything, but I was dropping like 40, 45, 38, like huge kills in every hard point. And it just gave us so much map control that we were literally able to just take over. And I mean, and I think every hard point we played, we literally started off 150 to like 20. Versus every team we played, we got to such a big lead off the start, and we all got streaks, and we were just playing so well. And TP, this is the thing from Gfinity to now. At Gfinity, TP basically did what I did at UMG, and then I did what TP did this event. It was kind of like we traded places. TP would make the big plays at Gfinity, and I would make like the small little clutch plays. And then it swapped for this event. I would make all the big like highlight reel plays, and TP would make all the little clutch plays that aren't on stream but like matter more than any other play. And I mean, that's the thing. Like when you're watching the stream, there's so many plays that they aren't able to like catch on the stream or whatever, and they're so just game changing that you guys aren't able to see. Which I wish we could go back to how Halo on the MLG circuit did it. Which I mean, it's always, of course, is a big step up in production. But like getting everyone's POV and being able to see it, because it's like you don't know what's really going on in a game when you can watch everybody's screen, and there's so many plays that that you don't get to see when you're only watching one person. And going back to S&D on Raid, we went up 4-1, and Teep got his streaks, and this is what kind of messes us up on S&D is when we start telling each other how to play. Like, let's say we're all dead and Teep's alive, and someone's coaching him how to play. It's like we don't need that, and we always shoot ourselves in the foot when we do that, because like we're all on the same level of intelligence really in every game type. And when we start coaching, like we start like doubting our plays, and it's just such a it's more cons than pros. And Teep team killed me with a Hellstorm. He was like, I don't even know why I blew it up. And then that was when a guy was flanking our road, and Crim had already killed him, and like he forgot to like move the Hellstorm off the map so he wouldn't kill me. And then when me and Teep were in like a 2v3, I was going in the kitchen. I was mad at him for team killing me, so I just shot him.
Oh, that was on purpose?
Yeah, so I mean we were fine. We were laughing about it, and that was as long as we could keep good composure. And I think that's what we basically have over everybody else at this point, is that we can keep composure in every scenario that we put ourselves into. Like versus TK, and it's on a CTF, like they countered a flag cap that was like we should have got it. Like it was like so angry, and then me and Teep were rushing, like Crim and Clay were like bitching, and me and Teep were like alive, like, and I came behind him at playground. I got a 2-piece and stopped the guy from capping and stopped the guy from getting the streaks. And Teep even told me after the game, he was like, dude, like I didn't even have to ask you if you had him. Like I trusted you to get that play. So he played the sneak role to play on. If I made the clutch play, he would have got the return. And it turned out that we did. I stopped the flag, team got the return, and we like ended up countering and going up 2-0. And I think that's what I love about this team the most is we keep our composure in almost every scenario, and we all make the plays that we need to make. We never have to rely on like okay. And if you're in a scenario, all right, let's say you're an S&D and it's 5-5 last map, and like every team does this. They're like, who would you want you want to be alive if it was a 1v4? And it's like, I would say all 3 of my teammates, and all like everyone else would say like all of us. Like we all trust each other to make the right plays at every right time, and that's what makes us so good. And having X behind us like just allows us to trust ourselves in a way that like we don't doubt ourselves, because we have X watching all of our screens, reinforcing everything that we're saying, and we just turn into just a god team when we want to. We play out of our mind. That's what's so good about this team right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually have one question for you. With all the trash talking that's going down, I'm fine with it personally. I think a lot of people are, but from the outside world, they don't like it. Where do you think that line is drawn? Like, I mean, I know somebody can't bring up somebody's family or something like that. 'Cause that's way too far.
The line definitely starts at personal insults and attacks, and then it goes down to like just straight up absurd, like just stuff that doesn't even relate. Like if you're just like saying shit, like, I mean, not to say like Killa was in the wrong, because what he was trying to do was hype his team up, but like when you're literally just sitting there yelling Ric Flair woos for like 8 hours, like I don't know what you're accomplishing. You're not. It gets to the point where you're like, you're not hyping up anybody. Like
He's
3
annoying.
woos, but like when you do like 34 woos, and like it's just like, dude, relax. Like
I like how he stopped and then somebody in the crowd gave one, and then he went right back into it. I was like, oh man.
Like it just gets to a line where it's like so repetitive, it's unnecessary. And like if your team is hyped up to a point that like you can't get hyper than you are, like why?
But
And
but the real question is, did they look at his bank account? That's the real question.
who Miracles?
I wonder if they did look at his bank
I
account.
think well to be fair, and like Hastro kind of didn't catch the flack on this, but Hastro is the original one who brought up money.
Yeah.
Because he was like, they'll still make more money than you, and then Miracles was like, I don't give a fuck, check my bank account, and Killa was like, I'll wipe my ass with your salary. And it's like, well, I mean, if money was never brought up, they probably wouldn't even have gone there. And then,
It wouldn't have.
I mean, if you attack a player, it needs to be a point where you're attacking them mentally to like slow them down to the point where they're like doubting themselves. I'm gonna say this. When we set up on the main stage when we were playing Soar, we were all talking to ourselves like, all right, who are we going after? Who is their hype man? Who is their weak-minded player that we can get to? And we were like, oh yeah, Methods. He's sitting close. Like he's a younger guy. Like he's an explosive player. And we were just like, all right, X, like call out Methods every time he dies. Like every time Methods call him out, we're gonna yell. We're gonna be like, Methods, what are you doing? Just so he can hear that. Even if it's not affecting him, he's hearing it. And so, like, the next time he gets in a clutch gunfight, he overthinks, and it gets to the point where Call of Duty is so emotional now that, like, little advantages like that change the game so much. And I mean, I see everybody saying on Twitter, oh, soundproof boost for COD. It's like,
No, well, that would kill it.
yeah, not really. Like, the hype factor is what brings more entertainment in COD than the gameplay. And,
Yeah.
like, it doesn't need soundproof boost, but it needs to be regulated to the point where like you don't go over the limit. Like I know at Gfinity we sat so close to each other. We would literally, if we were winning, we would just yell our call outs. Like we wouldn't even like yell at the other team. We would just yell our like individual small talk call outs so loud that the other team